Discover real world AI applications that have catapulted roofers' leads into overdrive. We're going to discuss lost leads, delayed responses, inefficient pipelines, and the top 5 features roofers need from AI that can help them generate more leads, convert more leads, and earn more profit. So let's talk about the numbers first. Last year and this year so far, small roofing companies are typically having a call booking rate of about 24%, meaning they convert about 1 in 4 calls into jobs, and they're missing about 40% of customer calls. So, what can we do about that? Well, there's actually an AI tool that will send a text message to anyone who calls and does not get an answer. So it's called missed call text back. And that text message can either be very simple and pre programmed, or you can use an AI large language model to have a fluid conversation and to better assess the needs of the customer and to book an appointment over text messages so you can go ahead and have a new lead, have a call booked, probably have a new customer because you had missed the call. You might not have got it otherwise. Could be a $10,000 roofing customer. We're going to look at some other AI automations as well, but just talking about this real quick, let's look at the numbers. Now, 6,825 is right in the middle of the high range, and then the low range of just like a small patch job of 250, $300. So it's like split in the middle. That's where 6,825 comes from. So saying you're missing 20 calls per week and your average close rate is 24, well, you are leaving on the table $32,000 per week. Well, let's go ahead and let's say if we get all of these calls, we catch these calls, we are going to increase our conversion rate to 40%, 4 out of 10 callers. Let's just make that assumption and calculate. Well, you just went from 30 something to $54,000. Now, this is assuming we're catching all of these 20 calls because this AI automation does not fail. It always texts back valid numbers that call and do not receive an answer. And most of the time, people do opt in. The key is speed. People today, we are in a hyper technological speed society. And if someone doesn't hear back from you within 5 minutes, they're going to move on to the next business. So this is excellent for that. Let's move on to some lower end numbers. Say there's just a small patchwork job, something small, $250. If you're missing 20 calls per week, which again is the average for a roofer with 10 or fewer employees, a roofing company, and you have that 24% close rate, you're leaving $1,100 on the table. Well, let's go ahead and say on these lower ends, we're going to convert it 50%. We're going to miss 0 calls. Let's calculate that. We're going to go from 1143 to 2203. So that's another $1,100 per week just by eliminating these 20 missed calls. If you went ahead even further and took the close rate to 48%, which I think is achievable, close to half, you're jumping up even more, another few $100s to $2,500. So this is one of the automations responsible for that. This is a very primitive one where it gets a missed call or a voicemail. It does a slight delay. And let me zoom in a little bit so you can see well. It'll do a slight delay so it doesn't seem like a robot to the person who had just called. It'll assign the missed caller to one of your employees, add a tag that their call was missed, message them, "Hey there, sorry we missed your call. How can we help?" And then your business name, and then send a push notification to your sales team or whoever's answering your calls to say, "Hey, this is a hot lead. You got to give them a call back in 10 minutes so we can book an appointment and close some business." And that internal SMS message will also say they'll get a push message on their app. There's an app that goes with this AI software that you can take on your phone anywhere. Super convenient for conversing with leads and getting things done on the go. And with that being said, we're going to move on to another feature. And this is related to how many leads you're getting online. There's a secret some businesses know where they're getting more leads than they can handle, where they have to upscale and hire more roofers because they're just flourishing. So we're going to go through a bad example of what a company's doing poor, a poor roofing company. The job they're doing is poor. And then a company that's doing really, really well. We're going to talk about how this relates to getting more leads and how AI makes this process amazingly simple and generates tons of business over time. Okay, let's look at this digital marketing audit, which I generated for two local roofers, and I can generate these for any business. I'm in the home service niche, home service businesses. So let's just scroll down and take a look at a couple things. They don't have a chat widget on their business website, which is a bad thing to not have because people like text. That is the default form of communication these days, more than phone calls. It's especially the case with Gen Z. They're buying more houses now. I mean, relative to a few years ago, there's home ownership is down, obviously, but they're starting to buy more houses. And I'm not saying 100% of Gen Z, I'm not generalizing everyone, but a lot of them don't like phone calls at all. And a lot of millennials like myself don't either. We'd prefer text messages. So with this chat widget, they can leave their their phone number on your website, and then you can start texting them, and you're already conversing with that lead, and you can set up the appointment, or again, have advanced conversational AI assess the needs of the potential lead, assess their exact problem, assess whether or not your services are a good fit. And if they are, offer to schedule that call. So that way you don't get tons of people on your website who are thinking about calling, but they don't, or they call and no one answers, and you don't have that other automation I previously mentioned. So that's one thing they're doing wrong. They don't have a tag manager. They have analytics. They don't have ad pixels. So they're not running ads, at least at the moment. Their listings are 67% correct. So a lot of these major listing companies for home service businesses that help generate a lot of leads, they're not on this list. And that's another thing this AI service does is keep up to date your precise details, even when you change them, to make sure you're on the maximum number of list roofers so you can get maximum exposure to leads. Their website is a little slow, it's in the normal range. And the biggest problem is they got a couple pages that should be fixed. Here's the biggest problem. Let's zoom in on this. What do these tens mean here? So this is Lexington, Kentucky, and every zone of the city. This business is ranking greater than 10th on Google. So they're not getting seen. Nobody is scrolling that far down. They're going to the top businesses on Google, the top few, maybe 4, 5, 6, and they're seeing what those businesses offer. And not that this business has bad reviews, they actually have great reviews. They only have 13 reviews, and that is actually a big problem because the company that's doing well has a lot more. And here's the secret: the more Google reviews you have, the higher you will be ranked on Google. And now AI can automate requesting your reviews. So here's the business that is killing it metaphorically. They're doing great. They are doing so well. They also need a chat widget on their site though, but they've been running ads and they have all the pixels set up. Their listings could be okay. I mean, they could be better. They're okay for the home service business listings in general, the conglomerate of those. However, even with these inaccurate details, worse than the other business, they're doing so well on Google with 419 reviews compared to 13, and they're responding in 3 to 7 days. Customers love to see you respond to positive and negative Google reviews. The psychology and the marketing of it is that they believe that you care about your customers more if you're responding to reviews. Yeah, again, whether they're positive, you're saying thanks, we love doing business with you, or if they're negative and you say, hey, I'm sorry, we made a mistake, or you call out a scam review and say, we actually did our best for you and you drop the ball as a customer on your side. So if you look at this, it's just exceptional. We keep scrolling down here. They are across the whole city ranked first or second. Let me get back into view here. Sorry. With those 419 reviews, they are dominating roofing in the Lexington, Kentucky market. And how can artificial intelligence help with that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here is a workflow automation that is just automated. Not this one doesn't have AI, but you can incorporate AI and make it better, I believe, which I will be enhancing a lot of these workflows. It starts off with a appointment showed, the opportunity is one, so that you did business with a customer, and then after a set amount of time, a review is sent, and there's templates for that. You can set it up and write a custom message, or there's a pretty good default message. And then you wait an hour, and then after you send the text message, you send it to the email. And you could continue this and follow up with it. And you're thinking, well, what if they're going to give me a 2-star review or a 3-star review? What do I do then? Well, you can actually send them to a survey page internal on your website. It could be a green smiley face, a yellow flat horizontal face, or a red unhappy face. And if they're green and they give you good internal feedback, then you route them to Google reviews. But if they give you bad feedback, then you would choose to not send them to the Google reviews. And here's another great example of how this can generate you so many leads. Sometimes people, especially on big purchases like contracting for remodeling a home or getting a new roof or building a new room, it costs so much. The average customer cycle is about 90 days where they're from shopping to buying. So this is long-term AI naturing where you're just sending emails after 7 days. You can, again, this is so customizable. You can make it more frequent or less frequent. And you're just gently reminding them, putting your brand and your services at the top of their mind. But with this workflow doing it, you're free. You don't have to do this with hundreds or thousands of people, depending on your database. You've got the workflow and the AI doing it for you in the background. So you're nurturing these leads and getting them closer to ready to buy from you and increasing your profits, which is amazing. And I'm going to show you also there's a voice agent that will take information and have a real person call back. This is in addition to the missed call text back. It's just another great way to generate more leads and more money. So I'm going to call my business number right now and I'm going to talk to my AI agent and she's just going to take my info. But you can get these super complex where they'll schedule appointments, they'll ask really detailed qualifying questions. And that's something I'm going to be doing with mine very soon. But even this is amazing, just getting my contact info and sounding pretty real. I mean, they're updating these every week.
Hey, you have reached Lead Ease AI. How can I help you today?
Hey there. Yeah, I own a plumbing business and I've kind of had some issues following up with older leads. I think it's costing me money. And then I'm just not getting as many phone calls as I used to. I don't know if it's because my website is older or what would you recommend?
I totally get how frustrating that can be. While I can't provide specific recommendations, a team member will reach out to you with some advice. In the meantime, could you share your name so we can follow up?
Yeah, my name is David.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your name is David. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Great, David. Could you also provide your email address so we can contact you?
Yeah, it's digital.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your email address is
digital.me.
Got it. Just to confirm, your email address is digital. Is that right?
You got it.
Awesome. Could you also share your address, please?
Yeah, it is 15,000 Brooklyn Avenue.
Thanks. Just to confirm, your address is 15,000 Brooklyn Avenue. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Perfect, David. Lastly, could you give a bit more detail about the issue you're facing?
Yeah, just to elaborate on what we discussed earlier, I need help with getting back to leads more quickly. I need some kind of system. My old CRM is failing me. It just gives me all these reminders and I'm overwhelmed. So I need something that can help me be more efficient and also need help, maybe someone to run ads for me or build me a new website because I'm just getting fewer calls. I need to do better with old leads and new leads. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It makes sense. It sounds like you need a more efficient system and some marketing support. A team member will reach out to help with these needs. Thanks for sharing all the details.
Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Looking forward to it, David. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
All right, take care.
So there was my voice agent. As I mentioned earlier, this widget is amazing. Now, the one on the front end of my site just captures number and then informs me right away so I can contact the person. But I want to show you the capabilities of the AI conversation. I'm going to say, hey, I need help getting leads. This is the back end where I'm testing the bot that is trained to book an appointment. So they respond, hey there, we can help you automate your marketing efforts, capture more leads, and maximize missed opportunities. Want to schedule a quick call with the owner, David? And I'm going to say, what types of services help with my goals? See what it says back here in a minute. So it says we offer a free marketing audit, including the online marketing audit, a checklist of fixes, the blueprint. Yeah, there's a free ebook that is a blueprint for online marketing. That sounds good, but what about following up with old leads? Does it offer reminders? I keep letting hot leads get cold. It's saying, yeah, keeping leads hot is crucial. We offer software with automated workflows and AI to handle follow-ups. Fancy a 20-minute meeting discovery call with David. Yeah, I've told this one to be super aggressive. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up for being super aggressive right now. But it'll keep asking, hey, do you want to have a call? And then it'll get you on the calendar and email you a link. So these are some of the amazing ways that artificial intelligence is actively boosting the profit of a lot of home service businesses. If you are a home service business, electrician, plumber, roofer, contractor, you got to get into the AI game because it is going to free up your employees' time to do the most valuable things, increase your lead generation. When you get those Google review automations going in 6 months, it's going to become a perpetual machine where you're going to be ranked so high on Google in your local area that you're just going to have people calling you and coming in. It's going to amaze you how many leads you have, and that'll just snowball and perpetuate. If you're a home service business and you're not interested in learning this AI yourself, then click the link in the description of my video. Go to leadease.ai/free audit, free-audit, and claim your free audit. We'll take a look and I'll tell you everything that can help your business generate more leads and close more sales. You will love this software. Getting it set up is pretty easy. And after that, the automations and the AI takes over. Before you know it, you have more leads than you thought you would while not pursuing leads. It's pretty amazing. I'm David, the AI strategist. If you enjoyed this, subscribe or follow. Take care.